Let's go ahead with a final TVT of the day, Ben, and after that we can still do our PVT, so hopefully no walkovers, nothing fun, nothing fancy.
I'm going to ask you this, Kev. What would happen if Kaisha found the bird?
Kaisha would eat it. But there are many things that Kaisha won't eat when she finds them. Because my dog loves to eat.
Yeah, that's true. You have a very fat doggy.
Well, it's just much to love, man. You're just jealous that I have so much to love about my dog.
You have a lot to love in the case of Kaisha.
Yeah. Ben is talking about my Akita. It's an awesome dog. She lives in the Netherlands, though, doesn't live with us here in America, but in America. But she's awesome. So Ben, let's talk us through, of course, Dignitas SjoW is our blue Terran spawning on the left top side of the map. And Slay is Ryung is our red Terran spawning in the right bottom side of this map. Ryung is currently 3-3 in the league. SjoW is 1-4. The one win that he did manage to get was against Dimaga, though.
Yeah, and you know, SjoW, he's been having a tough time of it. But I do think that he's got some pretty solid TVT. I think SjoW's going to beat Ryung, Kev. I'm going to predict SjoW to upset.
I actually think that Ryung is going to take it. Both of these guys, interestingly enough, already played against the Muslim, the guy we are going to see in our next series, and both of them lost the TVT series against the Muslim.
That's true. I think it was the Muslim versus SjoW where the Muslim did the
sick drop on Ohana.
Yeah, and then the other one on dual side trying to break out of the contain.
Yeah, that was also.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh no, I actually think the Ohana game was against Ryung for the Muslim. In any case, man, that doesn't really matter. As we see a refinery opening over here for Ryung, and no gas yet for SjoW. So it seems like SjoW wants to go for the no gas fast expand. And something that really kind of has been bothering SjoW in its TVT is that often these turns they just hit on this one single moment where SjoW does not want to get attacked. SjoW is a very economic player in general. He loves to sit back, just macro up. And the more units, the more bases, the better SjoW becomes. He's definitely not a one-base wonder or anything like that. And the Muslim really punished SjoW for taking perhaps a little bit of a greedy turret. We can see a proxy factory over here by Ryung. Interesting that Ryung is building everything outside of his base, man, including the Rex.
Yeah, I wonder what
maybe
he has
a reactor
over there.
Big Hellion run by?
I mean, this is we've been comparing this map to Tal'Darim Monster all night, but once again, when it's not easy to control that ramp space, things like Zergling run by, things like Four Gates, things like Hellions are all very effective.
He's just gonna drop a starport now, I guess. Where is are you gonna make a starport? What's going to be the case? I'm very curious. I'm very obsessed with the Ryung's opening over here. I wouldn't have been surprised if he dropped a reactor on his barracks and switched it up with the factory, because I really think a big Hellion, like just split up a lot of Hellions, I think it would have been very powerful if SjoW only has Marines.
I think it's going to be the Marine Hellion drop, the elevator style.
Yeah, now we see the starport going down as well, so I think you are right, Ben.
It is double gas for Ryung, so he has other options. He could still build a tech lab and make a Banshee if he wanted.
Maybe add after a couple of Hellions, maybe he adds a tech lab on the factory and gets yeah, actually it's very likely that he just gets one tech lab perhaps on the starport. This is a build that sometimes people have been used as well, using the Banshee as high ground vision and then the Hellions on the low ground. They can provide a lot of backup firing with, of course, those Marines as well. What are you going to do, Ryung? Maybe just a medevac. First maybe elevator play. There
is that medevac starting up. And these elevators are really good. They've been around for quite a while. I think it was actually Slayers that popularized them in the first place back at MLG. Maybe it was Anaheim last year.
Ooh, and SjoW is playing so dark, Ben. He did check the Salnaga watchtowers earlier on and a small sneak peek into the main base, but that's literally everything that SjoW has seen.
Oh no, Hellions against Marines. That's a kind of a mismatch. And not terrible positioning for SjoW at the beginning of that fight. He's microing this pretty well, Kev.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good positioning, and I think that Ryung maybe went a little bit too early. SjoW's not going to get that bunker up yet, but there's only one Hellion which has full HP. The other one is so low on HP. So I think Ryung, I don't know. Well, he's still reinforcing, and if he's going to drop all these units into the main base, it's going to be a little bit better for him.
He is building that tech lab that we talked about, getting a tech lab not just on the starport but also on the factory. I guess that's for tank production. It is in fact for tank production, so it's just going to be a 1-1-1.
Very weird 1-on-1. Let's see how much damage these Hellions will be able to do. SjoW did not see it yet, Ben, but he's actually bringing units into position. They're worried perhaps about this, and now this one Marine is going to spot it.
Indeed it will, and he's got looks to be more than enough units that are all well positioned. He's going to kill all the Marines.
Yeah, wow.
Ryung has no choice but to get the hell out of Dodge.
It's funny how all those Marines are lined up, but they're lined up in the wrong direction for Hellions, so it actually makes it very hard for Hellions to get proper shots off.
Now, there are Banshees in production, but I think the real punch in this next push that's going to be coming from Ryung is going to be those siege tanks. He's just started siege mode. And what does SjoW have to do to prepare for it? He's getting a starport just now. So he'll probably have medevacs by the time the push comes. Maybe the first medevacs will be popping out. I mean, I really like SjoW's position, Kev. He's not that far ahead in terms of workers, but he is on 2 bases with double orbital.
Yeah, so that basically means he's really far ahead.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But still, he's gonna have to make one more really great hold. He has that one bunker over here. Stim is also on the way. He already has combat shield. I did not mention that, by the way, guys, but he does have combat shield already. He researched combat before Stim. Let's see how much damage these Banshees will be able to do. I think that if Ryung wants to make this work, he has to pick off at least a couple of SCVs.
Yep, he's already gotten 2. He's going to get a 3rd before the Banshee gets chased away by those Marines. So not bad for that initial harass. The push is coming in the meantime.
And I think this is going to be very... I mean, SjoW has to wait for Stim. There's no other way, right? Do you think he can possibly do something against it without Stim?
I don't think so, but I don't think he has to rush it. He's got a lot of time. He's 2 base to 1 base, so he can pull and lose SCVs if he needs to.
Wow, there's going to be 3 tanks already for Slay's Ryung. Ryung is really the king of these super early game contains, something like he did against Hero as well, no Hana.
I just think it's really important that SjoW doesn't rush it. Like his Stim is still like a minute away, but at worst he's going to lose some depots, might take some damage on his command center. It's going to still be really hard, I feel, for Ryung to get a great position.
But the army of Ryung, Ben, is so much stronger than the army of SjoW. Not only is it 12 army supply yet, is SjoW going to try to do something with just SCVs?
Looks like he is. He's going to pull those SCVs and move forward, but that was not a good attack, and I really feel like that was the last thing that SjoW needed to do. Now look at the supplies,
and look at Stim, Ben. Look at Stim and those 2 medevacs. They were both almost ready. Why would you go right now, SjoW? Why not wait 10 seconds?
Definitely feels like an overreaction, and now Ryung up at 81 supply against 55. He's made his way into SjoW's natural, and SjoW's going to drop.
Well, that's something that the Muslim did a few times as well. And I've seen BCQT do this the same way, but not when they were in such best shape as SjoW is right now. I think in general this is a decent response, but only when the tanks are still outside of your natural and they are worried and they do not actually have high ground vision. In this case, Ryung has all of that.
Yeah, and like SjoW right now is going to try and initiate a base race, but it's a base race he can't win because at the end of the day, he doesn't have an answer to this army.
Well, maybe we can kill all the birds.
Oh no, we're losing more units carelessly. A couple bad engagements. SjoW now making his way into the natural of Ryung. He's just going to stim and go right into the main. He's going to kill lots of SCVs. There is a tank out. Wow, so many SCV kills, but it's not going to matter. SjoW's going to kill everything in Ryung's base.
Yeah, the same thing happening on the other side of the map, though. Then again, SjoW is the one with Stim. But it's 16 against 55 army supply, 13 army supply right now only for SjoW. SjoW's gonna need more than a miracle. We're losing more and more Marines over here as well, because there were still a few Banshees. Maybe this tank can siege up? No.
No, he's not gonna get away. But still, the problem, like we said initially, is that SjoW just doesn't have an answer. Wait, Kev, if SjoW just floats off to a corner somewhere, can he force a draw?
No, because there's an orbital which is alive and he can drop Muse. But does he have an SCV on the map? If he would lose all depots. Ooh, there's actually not a single SCV on the map, so that basically would mean that he's gonna have to kill all his own units. Wow, that would be playing with fire. This could potentially be like one of the sickest games ever. Because I think Slay's Ryung does not have a... Oh, he has SCVs. What am I talking about? But where are they?
SCVs.
Are they actually in a good spot? Yeah, there's one over here. Never mind.
They're actually with the army.
Yeah, that's no worry.
So there's actually nothing that it appears to be nothing that SjoW can do. He's down to just 7 supply against 45.
He does have Stim.
Man, if he had just killed the orbital, like if he had just gone for the orbital,
yeah, then anything would have still been possible. Yeah, no doubt.
But instead we've got Ryung taking SjoW's natural, SjoW taking Ryung's 3rd. And
both players are just switching.
Yep.
Tons of big Terran buildings floating across the middle of the map.
Base trade in the literal sense of the word.
Yeah, exactly. This factory is going to burn down, so SjoW is going to lose one more important structure. SjoW only has 8 supply. What can one man do with 8 supply, man? Of which 4 is medevacs.
And 3 is Marines.
And 1 is SCV.
Not a whole lot is, of course, the answer to that question now. Still, though, I mean...
What? where are you gonna go with this story?
I'm trying to make it sound possible, but I just don't think.
Yeah,
it is.
like I was trying to find ways as well to make. Look, this this Marine was crazy, man. Did you see that? He's like, all right, if we're all gonna die, I'm gonna go out with a boom, and he's just killing himself, and he's running around in circles. He's like, Marine was really crazy.
I'm gonna die. At least I'm gonna party.
Belshire Winter, here we go. Anybody else in the house?
He takes off all his armor. He's like running around naked in the snow.
He's like rolling around, having the time of his life, shooting his gun up in the air.
Like falls off the cliff and like impales himself on the minerals down below.
I actually saw parts of Final Destination yesterday, like Final Destination 5, but that movie's so stupid. You know what's gonna happen, but still you're like, no.
Well, SjoW has finally supply blocked Ryung and is managing to build a single siege tank, which might help a little. Does not have siege mode.
He's building supply depots as well.
Now, if he could like Ryung's way out of position. If these Marines could stem and just kill all the SCVs,
Kill all the Banshees.
that's not going to happen.
Oh no!
So now SjoW down to 1 Marine.
If SjoW wins this game, man, I think we've seen the best
If
game of all
SjoW
time.
wins this game, I will give you $10 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it.
Pull the plug.
Right, SjoW. Hero Marine. Jim Raynor. Jim is here. Wow.
Oh, Vikings also here. Look at
Jim.
Ryung. Look how cute Ryung is. Traps. Oh, actually, never mind. It doesn't work. Backfires. That's going to be it for Jim. Into the line.
Jim's still going strong. Unfortunately, the siege tank is going to fall. SjoW calls GG. Ryung takes the first map on Belshire Winter.
Bad for my prediction.
It is, man. This is not your day.
Not my day at all.
But you can still catch up, I mean. Yeah. A lot of things are still possible. SjoW can still win this series.
still
Hero
bounce
can
back.
still win for you as
You
well.
can still bounce back. And I still have hopes in Hero versus the Muslim, so we'll see. Last game brought to you by AZO Monitors, the best and brightest in monitor technology. This is an AZO monitor. That's an AZO monitor.
Yeah.
That's an AZO logo. And now we're going to play a commercial.